This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of RLYG Gold, Mr. Todd Hilditch. Todd, how are you this morning?
I'm outstanding, thanks. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for coming on. Listen, the last time that you and I spoke, you were very clear about the fact that the team is driven, is focused, and is hell-bent on doing what it says it's going to do. What it said it was going to do is look for gold silver deposits that have grade, that have scale, that have continuity. And you had some news today. You announced some initial high-grade gold drill results and a new surface rock sample that I think is important and that I want to talk about. The numbers, frankly, look very, very good, up to 17 grams per ton gold and 253 grams per ton silver. I would love for you to provide some context as to the results, where you found it, and what it's telling you, because I know that's important for the next step, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Gerardo, and thanks for having me back on. So when we last spoke, we kind of looked at the generic aspect of when we got the project, the work that was leading up to the drill program, and that was a mapping sampling program, which we were able to identify really high grade gold. In fact, up to 19 grams per ton samples at surface. So that's awesome. But what's going on subsurface? So the drill program started up, and our first 3 drill holes were announced this morning. During that drill program, though, and going to your point, we continue to sample. We continue to want to learn and understand what's going on at the surface. And our geologists actually took a sample that ran over 70 grams per ton gold. That's over 2.2 ounce per ton at surface. So that's exciting. It's another high grade. But the reality is the true serum. We need to find out what's going on subsurface. So the holes today that we announced are also exciting. We're fortunate because it appears as though, and this is only 3 holes in, and we have another 15 to go on this first phase. But we had up to 17 grams per ton gold, a vein set that we came across, 1.4 meters, had 235 grams per ton silver. And that's part of a hole that also had 2.6 meters of over 9 grams per ton. So we're talking about over a third, getting closer up to half-ounce type material below the surface. And interestingly enough, in the first 2 drill holes, we hit the target at much shallower depth than we expected, which happened to be, give or take, about 120 feet or 40 meters. So interesting because we're seeing good grade below surface, we see it above surface, but from moving forward, if we can identify a closer to surface type deposit, that obviously makes the next step, trying to say, will the deposit make money if we take it into an open pit? What's the grade? So far, and this is really early stages, but we're kind of checking the boxes on this property, and so far so good.
Excellent. Walk me through the pending assays. I know Nevada has had some issues recently with turnaround times. Seems like you got this out in a pretty timely manner. Do you expect that to continue moving forward?
We do, with the caveat of if it gets busier than it is now, it could take some time. But right now, we're kind of mapping out every 4 to 5 to 6 weeks. We should have anywhere from a couple holes to a few holes. I don't think that we could, with our hand on heart, say that we're going to get all 15 holes done in the next sort of 8 to 10 weeks. It just is really going to depend on how busy things are. But we should have a steady flow, most importantly for folks that are paying attention to what we're doing. We should have a steady flow all the way through the summer.
Excellent. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to the results. I'm looking forward to having you back on. I'm curious to see if you continue to encounter that vein at the shallow depths that you did on these 2 holes. That's interesting to me, and I'm wondering if that continues moving forward.
Well, it's a bit of a litmus test because on our website, a reader or a listener can go take a look at the fact that we've got mapped veins over about a mile from sort of the northwest down to the southeast. So what we're doing on the first set of holes is coming across those veins and hitting them, like as mentioned, shallower and even down to sort of 300 feet. But what we'll do is we'll be sort of strategically moving across the known vein set and just testing them. So I don't know. I can't guarantee this, obviously, but I suspect that if these holes have high grade over, vein material type widths, that the next sort of 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 holes should look oddly familiar for anybody that's going to be following us, because we are targeting veins near surface.
Excellent. Excellent. Todd, thanks again for the great overview, and we'll chat soon.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. You as well.